Well, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? I just can't help it. So Mom wrote my name instead of hers on a worthless paper. What does it matter? Dan and I are stuck in this stupid competition. I hate it. I feel I can't escape it. Oh, what? Of course I'd remember that day. My infamous 25th birthday. The day we met Diane's girlfriend. The day we danced a little, ate a little, and drank too much. But most of all, the day everyone went home early because I set the kitchen on fire while making dessert. There's plenty about that night I never told Diane. I wasn't expecting Marie to have a present for me, and yet she remembered. I'll be honest, I was super happy. But as usual with Marie, things couldn't just be nice. I hope you like it because it costs me a fortune. That's what she said when she handed me the bottle. She could afford it too. She wasn't world famous yet, but her career was taking off. And with that, her taste became more and more luxurious. Me? Oh, I was light years away from all of that. I hate whiskey. I hated it then, I hate it now. That's how it works with Marie. Even when she does something for Diane and I, in the end, it's always about her. It was the first time Diane introduced us to her girlfriend. Her very first girlfriend. She didn't make a big deal of it. She didn't even tell me that she would have a guest. But I knew it was important to her. And neither Marie nor myself reacted appropriately. I was furious. It's stupid, I know, but I wanted to enjoy my party. And she showed up with something important to share. All of a sudden, my 25th birthday seemed trite, unimportant. In fact, from the moment Diane and her girlfriend arrived, I no longer mattered to Marie. She rushed over to hug them both. I don't think I'd ever seen my mother so excited. Then she congratulated Diane for her rejection of patriarchally mandated heteronormativity. Diane didn't say anything, but I could see she was upset. Her intimacy had just been reduced to activism, somehow. Her girlfriend was called Sasha. She was nice, intuitive, smart, and very pretty. I was quite reluctant to organize this party. It was the last birthday I would celebrate at Marie's. Your dad and I were about to move in together. So I wanted to make it special, to impress my mother, earn her respect, maybe even her admiration. But that would only happen if everything were perfect. The fire made it a complete failure, but to be honest, she'd have found some problem anyway. Diane always loved being the center of attention. But when she showed up with her hair cut short and dyed green, I almost didn't recognize her. 19 years strong on this earth, and she couldn't care less about people's opinions. She was amazing to me. But I wonder if she was, at least unconsciously, trying to please Marie. It worked, by the way. Marie always had a soft spot for the rebels, and contempt for the rest. I'll let you guess which category I was in. so stressed out that night that I started drinking early. Marie loves to drink, so does Diane, and her girlfriend Sasha followed along. Long story short, we got drunk fast. All four of us. We had booze, we had cigarettes, plus the other stuff. I don't have to tell you everything. And after a while, Diane was completely out. She could barely stand. When dinner started, Marie turned on the charm. She laughed loudly, talked a lot, asked all kinds of questions. She has the most unbelievable charisma when she's trying to please someone, you know? And that night, she really was trying. I thought it was odd. She certainly wasn't doing it for me, or for Diane. And then I noticed the way she was looking at Sasha. I saw the glimmer in her eyes. The same as when she talks about Japanese whiskey. And I got worried. Alex called several times that night. He wanted to know how things were going. He had a hunch things would be tense, and he wanted to be my emotional hotline. I didn't answer. I wanted to fend for myself. It's why I didn't invite him in the first place. I'll admit, sometimes his support was stifling. I'd got these nice candles to decorate the table with. Obviously, I burned myself when lighting them. To no one's surprise, that was typical me. Scaevous, they called me. It means clumsy in Latin. Marie coined that one. I didn't mind. Quite the contrary. In any family, everyone plays a role. You just need to find the one that suits you. And I like being the bumbling, fumbling one. That way, at least, the pressure was off. So yes, Jan and I were trapped in this ridiculous rivalry. The choir girl versus the rebel. The meek versus the indomitable. She's not allowed to show any sign of weakness. I'm never taken seriously, and we hold it against each other. But as soon as we lower our guard, we are saddled with the obvious. Marie forgot Diane's birthday once. Diane didn't say anything. She was convinced there'd be a surprise for her after dinner. But then it was time to go to bed, and she broke down, crying. It never happened again, by the way. Afterwards, she became hardened, withdrawn. But that night, we could still hug. So I played some music on the living room stereo, and I invited her to dance. And since then, for each of our birthdays, she and I always end up dancing. It's become more intense as we grew in Marie's shadow. We care about each other more than anyone else. The flames went up very high, very quickly. Everyone ran into the kitchen. Marie, Diane, and Sasha. She didn't say anything. I just saw her wiping her lips as she came into the kitchen, and she looked at me funny. I said it was an accident. I was trying to brown the baked Alaska, but it got out of hand. No one questioned my version of events. The whole thing was just classic me. Alex wasn't there to defend me, and I just sucked it up. I never saw Sasha after that day. She and Diane broke up a few weeks later. Maybe I was just drunk. Maybe I was imagining things. Maybe I was paranoid. But when Marie invited Sasha to her studio to see the paintings and more, ooh, that raised a flag. She was up to something. She was trying to seduce her. And maybe she could have. I tried to warn Diane, told her to watch out. She was too far gone. I had to do something, but I couldn't face Marie head on. I wasn't strong enough, so I improvised. No one noticed the bottle of Japanese whiskey was completely empty. Alcohol burns nicely on the stove. It was perfect for me to craft a diversion. And you know what? I wasn't even that drunk. I was mostly angry. At Marie. At myself. Maybe nothing happened after all. Maybe Marie didn't try anything. I'll never know. But I was scared enough for Diane's relationship that I set the kitchen on fire. I never told Diane what happened. She still thinks I'm a bumbling idiot. I can't tell her the truth, and she wouldn't want to hear it anyway. But what I did that night, I did out of love. Marie always said that you can't trust anyone in life. Well, in that moment, whether she knew it or not, Diane could trust me.
Why would she trust you over me?
And here we go again, trying to see who can spit the furthest. But you know what? I'm not playing this game. She needs her sister today, not a fight. You know, I get it.
Get what?
Why you think of me this way. The chump who keeps screwing things up.
I never...
I understand because that's my little routine, you know?
What are you saying?
What's wrong with me? I'm not about to tell her all my dirty secrets. That wouldn't be like me at all. Whatever. Just understand this. We both know things can be tense between us. It would be easier if I could act like this is all her fault. Jan's competitive spirit is unmatched. She has to be the first in everything. You can make her a little stupid sometimes. Oh, just like when she was training for tennis, or when we did hamster races. Yeah, exactly. Racing hamsters. Pretty cool, huh? We had these hamsters for a while. We won them at the village fair. Marie hated them, but we were allowed to keep them as long as they were out of her sight. And Jan always wanted to race them. Hers was really slow. It lost every race. It was an embarrassment. She had this whole training regimen, but it wasn't enough. So, she brought out the big guns. And one day, her hamster was hyped to the max. Absolutely smoked mine. And that night, he died. It wasn't hard to get the truth out of her. She'd fed him coffee drops. She was kind of sad, but not really. At least he went out on a win, she said. I could act like I wasn't anything like her. But that's not true. I just pretended that I didn't care. Truthfully, I also wanted to be the best. At the very least, I wanted to best her. As if we were always competing with each other, and it was exhausting. I felt like punching you at times.
Come again?
Yeah, it sounds weird when I say it out loud. You're the strongest person I know.
And you're built like a sea cucumber.
Look, all I'm saying is, I was always on your side when it mattered.
Are you talking about Mom right now?
Not just her. Yeah, I'm totally talking about Marie. I'm talking about the fact that you're my sister, and that's special to me. And I know it's the same to you. All right, that's enough sappy stuff for one day. Let's talk about something else. Look, I'm sure you're upset.
Of course I'm upset. We just found out that Mom might die. Does that mean nothing to you?
It does. Of course it does. But it's okay. I'm handling it. You know, I'm perfectly capable of making this decision. Just leave it to me this time.
What's going on, June?
I'm sorry?
Something's wrong.
Could be the grapefruit. I read somewhere that it's really toxic. And,
No, it's not the grapefruit. I don't recognize you. You're different.
Ooh, she wants to talk. Seriously. That's just her way to cope with stress. She needs to dissect things to understand them. And she needs to understand things in order to control them. So, what's the play? Maybe if I say nothing, she'll leave me alone?
And don't pretend you can't hear me.
I guess I can't get out of this one.
You're acting like some kind of robot. You're all closed off. And you clearly aren't considering how I feel about all this.
What's the game here? Where's the Jen I know? She's got some nerve lecturing me as though nothing happened. I'm not gonna lie, she's not entirely wrong. I haven't exactly been brimming over with empathy recently. It's not my fault, you know, it just makes it easier to get through the day. For me, at least. I'm not sure how anyone else manages. Okay, maybe I am a little bit distant, but have you thought about my situation?
See? That's exactly the problem. And, okay, this is going to make me sound like a huge asshole yet again, but I'm used to that. I've been meaning to talk to you about this, so why not do it now? We're here for Mom, and you can see how hard this is on me. And yet, here we are, yet again, talking about you. What happened to you was awful. It really was. Absolutely horrible. But that was 5 years ago.
It can't be 5 years. It can't be 5 years. It can't be 5 years. It was only yesterday. Why the hell is she bringing this up anyway? Where are you going with this?
I don't really know. I guess I'm a little worried about you. I don't understand what goes on in your head, and that scares me. Why are you like this?
Really? She's worried about me? You had to go there, didn't you? You really, you can't help yourself. Whenever you can't control something, you just hate it, don't you? And so, pow, you attack.
You're wrong, June. I'm just trying to help. You can't really tell me that everything's fine, can you?
Do you think that throwing my little problems back in my face is going to help? Oh, wonderful, wow! Oh, it's a miracle, I'm cured! Thanks for the therapy session, but I really have to go. Obviously, you can handle everything just fine on your own, so go ahead and take care of Marie.
Wait, June! Don't leave, please! I'm sorry. I really need you. I really am a dumbass.
She really is a dumbass. Should I be honest? I just grabbed the first opportunity to put up a stink so I could get the hell out of there. Of course I'm weird. And I can see how that might freak her out.